Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Fluent English Journey, the place where your English grows, one story at a time. Today, a quiet morning, a simple choice. I want you to imagine something very simple, something very soft, something calm, like the very first moment of a new day. The sun is still slow, the air is quiet, and the world feels gentle. And in this small moment, you hear a voice, my voice, welcoming you to another story on Fluent English Journey. Today, we talk about staying healthy, but not in a big, difficult way. Not with heavy words or hard ideas. Instead, we talk about small choices, simple actions, steps so easy that even a complete beginner in English can follow them and understand them and feel confident. I want this story to feel like a walk, not a lesson. A slow walk inside your mind. A walk that makes your English better and your life a little healthier. So let us begin in this soft morning. Imagine you wake up, and the first thing you feel is a question inside your mind, a very small question. It says, how do I want to live today? You don't need a big plan. You don't need a strong body or perfect habits. You just need a beginning, a simple beginning. And this story is that beginning. But before we move deeper, I want to start with a hook, because every good story needs a moment that makes you curious. So listen to this. In a small town far from the noisy world, there lived a man who changed his life with one tiny action each morning. Just one. And that action was so simple, so easy, that anyone could do it. But the surprising part is this. That small action changed not only his health, not only his energy, but also how he felt about himself, how he talked, how he listened, and how he lived every single day. And today, you will learn that simple action. You will practice English with it. And maybe, just maybe, it will become part of your life too. Now, let us return to our quiet morning. You sit up in your bed. The window is half open. You hear a bird somewhere, not too close, not too far. You put your feet on the floor. And then you pause, just for a second. You pause because you feel something. Something small. You feel your breath. You take a slow breath in and a slow breath out, like warm air leaving the body. And suddenly, you're awake in a different way. And this is where the story truly begins. You see, staying healthy, living well, and feeling strong do not start with exercise or food or big changes. They start with awareness. They start with a moment when you say, I want to take care of myself. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is a quiet voice, a soft reminder, a simple promise to yourself, I will try. Not, I will be perfect. Not, I will never fail. Just, I will try today. And in this gentle beginning, you realize something very interesting. Healthy living is not difficult English. It is not difficult action. It is not difficult thinking. It is simple. It is friendly. It is slow. And when you learn it in simple English, it becomes even easier. So let me tell you about the man from the quiet town, because his story will guide our lesson today. His name is Daniel. Daniel was not very strong. He was not very active. He worked long hours at a small shop, and every day he felt tired, sleepy, and slow. His back hurt. His mind felt heavy. He wanted to be healthy, but he didn't know where to start. Every health video he watched felt too hard. Every plan felt too big. Every instruction felt too complicated. And every morning he would say, maybe tomorrow. But one day, Daniel decided to change this. Not by doing something big, but by doing something very small. Something so small, so simple, that even a child could do it. He decided that every morning he would take 1 minute, just 1 minute, to move his body. Only 1 minute. 60 seconds. That was the rule. No more, no less. At first, he felt strange. He thought, 1 minute? That is nothing. How can 1 minute help me? but he still did it. He started with simple stretches. He lifted his arms slowly. He touched his toes gently. He rolled his shoulders. And then he breathed. Slow in, slow out. And after 1 minute, he stopped. And that was it. That was the whole routine. But something interesting happened. On the first day, after only 1 minute, he felt a little more awake. On the second day, he felt a little more light. On the third day, he started to smile in the morning. And slowly, without any pressure, without any heavy exercise, he felt his body open. He felt his energy return. He felt his mind relax. And day by day, that 1 minute changed him. And now, in this story, that 1 minute comes to you. Because staying healthy is not about being strong. It is about being consistent. It is about doing a small thing again and again and again until it becomes part of who you are. And today, I want you to think about the 1 minute that you can add to your own life. Maybe it is 1 minute of stretching. Maybe it is 1 minute of breathing. Maybe it is 1 minute of drinking water slowly. Maybe it is 1 minute of standing outside and feeling the morning air. But before you choose your minute, let us continue our story with the challenge. The challenge in Daniel's life was not his job, not his tired body, not his busy schedule. The challenge was something that many people face: starting. Starting is always the hardest part. Our mind is full of excuses. I am too tired. I will start later. Maybe tomorrow. Just 1 more hour. Just 1 more video. Just 1 more rest. But starting is not a mountain. It is a step. And Daniel learned that the smallest step is the best place to begin. So now, imagine Daniel waking up on his 4th day of his new 1 minute habit. He wakes up slowly. He sits up. His back still hurts a little. His room is still small and quiet. But something inside him feels different. He does not wait. He does not think too much. He stands up and he moves his body for 1 minute. And in that minute, he feels something warm inside himself, a small seed of strength. This is the exploration part of our story. As Daniel continued his small morning habit, he began to explore simple ways to stay healthy during the rest of his day. He discovered small actions like drinking water before eating, walking for 2 minutes after sitting for long hours, and taking small breaks to breathe deeply. None of these actions were difficult. None of them were expensive. None of them were complicated. They were simple. They were friendly. They were possible for anyone. And this is the message I want you to hear today. Staying healthy is not about doing big things. It is about noticing the small things, the small choices, the small moments, the small habits that shape the day. And when you learn these habits with simple English, they become even easier to follow. Now, let us come to a realization, the turning point of our story. One morning, after many days of his 1 minute practice, Daniel looked at himself in the mirror. He did not see a perfect body. He did not see a strong athlete. He saw something better. He saw a person who was trying. And he felt proud. He felt calm. He felt hopeful. He realized that health is not a destination. It is a journey. It is a fluent English journey. A journey of small steps, small choices, simple words, and gentle practice. And this realization transformed him. Maybe his day was still busy. Maybe his job was still tiring. But he carried a different energy. He carried a gentle promise to himself. I can take care of myself in small ways. And it is enough. And now we come to the reflection. I want you to think about your own life, your own morning, your own body. You do not need to change everything today. You do not need to start big. But you can start small. You can start with 1 minute. Just like Daniel. 1 minute to move. 1 minute to breathe. 1 minute to drink water. 1 minute to stretch your arms. 1 minute to relax your mind. It is simple. It is possible. It is friendly. And while you do that, you practice English. You listen to English. You understand English. You feel English. And slowly, your English grows, just like your health grows. Not fast. Not in one big step, but in small moments every day. And now our section ends with a takeaway. A simple one. A soft one. Something you can remember easily. Healthy living begins with a small action. English learning also begins with a small action. And today, your action is to take 1 minute for yourself. A walk through the day, a walk through the mind. I want you to stay inside the story for a moment. You just learned how Daniel began his simple 1-minute habit. Now, imagine the next part of his day. The morning is a little brighter. The sounds around him feel softer. And for the first time in a long time, he does not rush. He does not jump into stress. He simply opens his door and steps outside. And this small moment becomes the beginning of a new chapter in his life. As he walks outside, the street is still quiet. The air feels cool on his skin. He can hear the gentle sound of leaves moving with the wind. And in this slow morning, Daniel understands something important. Staying healthy is not only about the body. It is also about the mind. And the mind needs space. It needs air. It needs calm. It needs simple moments like this one. A quiet walk. A soft breeze. A slow breath. Imagine yourself walking with him. Not fast. Not busy. Just a simple walk. Step by step. Breath by breath. And as you walk, imagine that every step is a small English practice. Every sound becomes a word. Every breath becomes a moment of learning. This is the beauty of simple English learning. It can happen anywhere. It can happen in a walk. It can happen in your morning. It can happen in your day. While Daniel walks, he notices something interesting. Most people think that health comes from big changes. But he discovers that health also comes from simple awareness. For example, he starts noticing how his body feels. Are his shoulders tight? Are his hands cold? Is his breathing slow or fast? These small observations help him understand himself better. And when you understand yourself better, you can take care of yourself better. So Daniel sets a second simple habit for himself. The habit is very easy. It is called pause and notice. Every time he feels stressed or tired during the day, he stops for 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. He doesn't close his eyes. He doesn't do yoga. He doesn't meditate. He just pauses. He notices his breath. He notices his shoulders. He notices his thoughts. And then he continues. And do you know what happens after a week? He starts feeling calmer. Not perfect. Not peaceful all the time. But calmer. He feels like he has more space inside his mind. More room for good thoughts. More room for good choices. This tiny habit becomes like a small friend living in his day, a friend that says, stop for a moment. Notice yourself. You're here. You are alive. You're okay. Now imagine Daniel walking to his shop. His day is about to begin. The world starts getting louder. People move around. Cars make noise. Doors open. Doors close. Everything becomes faster. But he carries his new habits with him. His 1 minute in the morning. His 5-second pause. And because of these small habits, the whole day feels different. And now I want to bring you into a challenge he faces. Even with his new habits, Daniel sometimes feels tired. Sometimes he feels heavy. Sometimes he loses focus. Sometimes he forgets to pause. And this is normal. This is part of the journey. It is the same in your life. You are learning English. You are listening to this story. Some days you understand more. Some days you understand less. Some days your mind is open. Some days your mind is tired. But that does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. So in this section of the story, Daniel discovers another simple way to stay healthy: gentle movement during the day. Not exercise, not a workout, just gentle movement. For example, when he works in his shop, he stands for many hours. So now, every hour, he takes a small step forward and backward. He moves his shoulders. He stretches his fingers. He rolls his neck softly. These movements take only 10 seconds. But after a week, his back feels better. His shoulders feel lighter. And he feels more awake. This is something you can try too. You can move your body in small ways. When you sit for too long, you can stand for a moment. When your shoulders feel heavy, you can roll them slowly. When your neck feels tight, you can stretch it gently. You do not need a gym. You do not need equipment. You only need awareness. Now we come to the exploration part of this chapter. As Daniel continues his day, he starts exploring another important part of health: how he eats. He does not change his diet completely. He does not stop eating his favorite foods. He does not follow a strict plan. Instead, he discovers one simple idea: eat slowly. Eat with time. Eat with calm. Eat with awareness. So at lunch, instead of eating fast, he takes a little more time. He tastes his food. He chews slowly. He drinks water between bites. And suddenly, he notices something. His stomach feels better. His energy stays steady. He does not feel sleepy after lunch. Eating slowly becomes another small habit that helps him feel healthy. Now imagine yourself at your next meal. Imagine eating slowly, gently, calmly. Imagine taking a pause before you eat. A pause to breathe. A pause to feel thankful. A pause to notice the food in front of you. This small change can help your body. And it can also help your mind. But this section is not only about the body. It is also about the story. So now, imagine Daniel finishing lunch and walking back to his shop. And here, something interesting happens. He meets an old friend named Mira. Mira is cheerful, warm, and full of energy. She looks at Daniel and says, "You look different. You look stronger. You look lighter." And Daniel smiles because he feels the difference too. Mira asks him how he changed. And when he tells her about his simple habits: 1 minute in the morning, 5-second pauses, slow eating, gentle movement, she laughs softly and says, "That's it. That's all you did." But then she thinks for a moment and says, "Maybe the simple things are the things we forget." And that is the realization of this chapter. Health is not far away. It is not something you must chase. It is something you already have the power to create. You carry it in your morning. You carry it in your breath. You carry it in your choices. You carry it in your day. And when you learn English like this, with stories, with slow listening, with simple words, you feel more connected. You feel more calm. You feel more confident. Because you are not only learning a language. You are learning a lifestyle. A gentle, simple, healthy lifestyle. Now we reach the transformation. Daniel continues his day, and little by little, these small habits begin changing him. His body feels more alive. His mind feels more open. His stress feels lighter. And even the people around him notice. They say he looks happier. They say he looks more present. They say he looks like someone who takes care of himself. And he does. Because each small habit is like a seed. And when you repeat the habit every day, the seed grows. It does not grow fast. It grows slowly, quietly, gently. But it grows. Finally, we arrive at the reflection. Daniel walks home after a long day. The sky is turning orange. The air is cooler. The world is calmer. He thinks about his journey. He thinks about how everything started with 1 minute. And he feels grateful. Because he understands that change begins with something small. Now, I want you to reflect too. You listened to this story. You followed Daniel through his day. And maybe you discovered a small habit that you can try. Maybe it is slow eating. Maybe it is gentle movement. Maybe it is a 5-second pause. Maybe it is morning stretching. You don't need all of them. You only need one. One small habit to begin your own journey. And now, the takeaway for this section: health grows through simple choices repeated again and again. English grows the same way. Today you learned slowly. You listened gently. You understood naturally. And that is enough. The afternoon that teaches a secret. Imagine the day moving forward now. The sun rises higher, the streets get a little louder, and life becomes busier. The morning softness slowly becomes midday energy. And this is the moment when health often feels harder to protect. When the world becomes busy, we forget ourselves. We forget our breath. We forget our body. We forget our needs. We forget our calm. And this is exactly the moment when I want to take you deeper into Daniel's journey, because this part of the story teaches a secret, a simple secret, that can change the way you live your afternoons and maybe even your whole life. So let us enter the afternoon. Daniel closes the door of a shop for a short break. Not a long one. Just a small break. 5 minutes. Maybe 10. He steps outside. The air is warm now and the sun touches his face. He stands next to the small tree near the entrance of the shop. He looks around. People walk by. Cars move. Children laugh. A bird sits quietly on a wire above him. Everything looks normal, but something inside Daniel has changed. He feels more aware. He feels more connected to the world around him. And this is where the secret begins. He takes a slow breath. The same breath that started his morning. The same breath that guided him through his busy hours. And suddenly, he realizes something important, something many people never notice. Health is not something you move toward. Health is something you return to. Let me repeat that in simple English. You don't go to health. You go back to it. You return to it. Because your body already knows health. Your mind already knows calm. Your breath already knows peace. Your heart already knows balance. You were born with these things. Inside you, they still exist. But the world is loud. Life is busy. Stress is constant. Noise surrounds you. And so you forget. You forget your natural balance. And the small habits you learned, the simple movements, the slow eating, the 1-minute practice, these are not things to get healthy. They are steps to return to the health you already carry inside. This realization grows inside Daniel as he stands under the warm afternoon sun. And the more he thinks, the more he feels it. He does not need to chase health. He only needs to remember it. And remembering becomes easier when he slows down. He sits on a small bench outside the shop. The wood is warm under him. He presses his hands gently against the seat. He hears the sound of his own breathing. And suddenly, a memory appears. A memory from his childhood. A memory of running barefoot in a field, feeling the earth under his feet, the sun on his skin, and the wind in his hair. He remembers laughing for no reason. He remembers feeling light and free. He remembers feeling healthy without trying. And that memory teaches him the secret, a secret that his adult life made him forget. Your body loves simple things. Your body loves natural things. Your body loves gentle things. You do not need complicated routines. You do not need extreme diets. You do not need to punish yourself to feel strong. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is not a machine. Your body is not a problem to fix. Your body is your home. And health is how you care for your home. This realization feels warm inside Daniel, like a soft light filling his chest. And as he sits there, he decides to listen to his body more. Not with fear. Not with pressure. But with kindness. And now, let us explore how kindness in the afternoon can change your health. While Daniel sits on the bench, he feels his shoulders relax. He feels his chest open. He feels the world slow down. He watches people walk by. An old man with a cane. A woman carrying groceries. A young boy eating an ice cream. A delivery worker rushing past. And he thinks everyone is carrying something. Everyone is tired in some way. Everyone needs a small moment for themselves. This thought brings him comfort, because he realizes he is not alone in feeling tired. Maybe you feel this sometimes too. Maybe you feel heavy in the afternoon. Maybe your mind gets foggy. Maybe your eyes get tired. Maybe your focus gets weak. And that is okay. It does not mean you are broken. It simply means you need a pause. A gentle pause. So now, Daniel learns a new habit, a very simple habit, something I want you to learn too. He calls it the 3-breath reset. It is very easy. Whenever he feels tired or stressed, he stops. He takes one slow breath in. He holds it for a moment. Then he lets it out. Then he takes a second slow breath. Then a third. Just 3. And something magical happens. After just 3 breaths, his mind becomes clearer. His body becomes lighter. His heart feels calmer. 3 breaths cannot change the whole world, but they can change the moment. And the moment is where life happens. As he practices this, the afternoon becomes softer. Not quieter. The world is still busy, but softer inside his mind. And now, let me take you to the challenge of this section. Even though Daniel is learning new habits, even though he feels better, suddenly a wave of tiredness hits him. A deep, heavy tiredness. The kind that makes you want to sit forever. The kind that makes you want to stop everything. This happens to everyone. It happens to you. It happens to me. It happens to all of us. Because afternoons are tricky. The body slows. The mind drops. The energy dips. And for a moment, Daniel thinks, maybe I am not improving. Maybe I am still the same. But then he remembers something important. Progress is not straight. Progress goes up and down. Some days are easy. Some days are hard. Some moments feel amazing. Some moments feel heavy. But progress happens even on slow days. And this thought helps him breathe again. He stands up from the bench. He stretches his arms. He shakes his hands a little. He rolls his shoulders. He takes 3 slow breaths again. And slowly, his body wakes up. Now we move into exploration again. Daniel begins to explore another important part of health, hydration, drinking water. He realizes he has not had enough water today. Many people forget this. Many people think they are tired because of work or stress, but often they are tired because their body needs water. So Daniel drinks a glass of water slowly, gently, feeling each sip. And as he drinks, he feels energy returning. This is something simple you can do too. Drink water slowly. Not fast. Not in a rush. Slowly. Feel the water enter your body. Feel the freshness. Feel the calm. This small action can change your afternoon. Now, let us return to the story. Daniel finishes his water and walks back into his shop. And something beautiful happens. A customer enters, and Daniel greets them with a warm smile, a smile he didn't even plan. It just happens. Because his heart feels open. His mind feels lighter. And his face naturally shows kindness. And this kindness spreads. When you feel good inside, other people can feel it too. Even without words. Even without effort. It becomes part of your presence. We now reach the realization of this section. Daniel understands that the secret of the afternoon is this: your energy does not only come from food or sleep. It comes from awareness, breath, pauses, movement, water, and kindness to yourself. And this realization transforms him. He starts moving through the day with more flow. He listens to his body. He supports himself. He respects his limits. He celebrates his small victories. And slowly, very slowly, the afternoon becomes something he can enjoy, not fear. Now let us move to reflection. I want you to think about your afternoons. Think about how you feel. Think about what your body tells you. Think about the moments when your energy drops. And ask yourself a simple question. What small thing can I add to my afternoon to help myself? Maybe you can take 3 slow breaths. Maybe you can drink more water. Maybe you can stretch your shoulders. Maybe you can pause and notice your feelings. Maybe you can step outside for 1 minute. You do not need to do everything. You only need to choose one. One small thing to make your afternoon softer, healthier, and kinder. And now, here's the takeaway for section afternoons become easier when you return to yourself. You return through your breath, your pauses, your awareness, and your kindness. Health is not far away. It is already inside you. You only need to remember it. The evening that listens to you. The day continues slowly, like a river that is calm on the surface, but always moving underneath. The afternoon begins to cool, the shadows grow longer, and the sky starts to change its color. And this is where our story enters the evening, a time many people ignore, but a time that can teach you one of the most powerful lessons about health, peace, and simple living. Evening is a bridge. A bridge between your busy day and your quiet night. A bridge between noise and silence. A bridge between stress and rest. And the evening has a special power. It listens to you. It listens to your tired steps. It listens to your heavy thoughts. It listens to your soft wishes for peace. It listens to your breathing. It listens to your silence. So let us walk with Daniel as he enters this bridge. The sun is lower now. A warm golden color covers the street. The world feels softer again, almost like the morning, but different, deeper, slower, wiser. Daniel closes his shop after a long day. He locks the door gently. He stands still for a moment, letting the quiet evening air touch his face. He feels a long breath leaving his body, like his whole day is exhaling through him. And in this moment, he understands something simple. The evening is not a time to rush. It is a time to return to yourself. He starts walking home. His steps are slow. He listens to the sound of his shoes touching the ground. He notices how the air feels cooler on his arms. He watches people around him, some walking fast, some walking slowly, some talking loudly, some quiet. Everyone carries their own story. Everyone carries their own tiredness. And in that softness, he feels connected to all of them. As he walks, he remembers the habits he practiced during the day, the 1-minute movement, the slow eating, the gentle stretching, the 3-breath reset. And he begins to wonder, what simple habit can make my evening peaceful? And here begins our challenge. Evenings can be dangerous for your health, but not in a dramatic way. They're dangerous because this is the time when most people fall into old patterns. They sit for too long. They eat too fast. They stare at screens. They stress. They worry. They replay the day. They think about everything they did wrong. They think about everything they could not finish. And slowly, their mind becomes heavy. Daniel used to do this too. Every evening, he would collapse into a chair. He would eat quickly. He would watch something to distract himself. And he never gave his body or mind the chance to rest. He never gave his heart the chance to breathe. But today is different. Today he decides to explore the evening gently. He stops at a small park on his way home. Nothing special, just a simple park with a few benches, a few trees, and some soft grass. He sits on a bench and feels the wood under him. The sky above him is orange, pink, and soft purple. People walk by slowly, enjoying the cool air. And Daniel just sits there. He doesn't try to think. He doesn't try to fix anything. He simply sits. And in this sitting, something beautiful happens. He begins to listen. Not with his ears, but with his heart. He listens to the evening. At first, he hears sounds, birds, footsteps, wind. But then, he feels something deeper. He feels his body relaxing on the bench. He feels his thoughts slowing down. He feels his mind becoming softer. And slowly, he starts hearing things inside himself, small whispers of peace, small whispers of calm, small whispers of gratitude. The evening is listening to him, and he is listening back. Now we move into exploration. What can you do in the evening to care for yourself in a simple way? Daniel discovers a habit that is so easy, so soft, so gentle, that anyone can do it. It is called the slow return. When he arrives home, he does not open the door quickly. He does not rush inside. He stands at the door for a moment. He touches the door gently. He takes one slow breath. And he says quietly, "I am home now." This simple sentence changes everything. It helps him leave the stress of the day outside. It tells his mind that he is safe. It tells his heart that he can rest. It tells his body that it can relax. When he enters his home slowly, he feels like he is entering a place of peace. Now imagine yourself doing this. Imagine arriving home. Before you open the door, you pause. You breathe. You say, "I am home." And then you enter. Slowly, gently, calmly. This small action can transform your evening. Daniel continues exploring. He walks inside and notices how his home feels. He notices the light. He notices the air. He notices his breath. And he decides to do something different today, something simple but powerful. He puts his phone away. He does not touch it. He does not open any app. He gives his mind a small break from the world. And suddenly, he feels something he has not felt in a long time: space. Mental space. Emotional space. Breathing space. He sits down on a small chair. He closes his eyes. Not for long. Only for 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds of stillness. And when he opens his eyes, the world feels clearer. His body feels softer. His mind feels calmer. These 10 seconds become a gift to himself. Now, something interesting happens. Daniel begins preparing his dinner, but this time, he does it differently. He moves slowly. He cuts vegetables slowly. He places them gently into the pan. He listens to the sound of cooking, the soft sizzling, the warm steam rising. He feels like he is creating not just food, but peace. And he eats slowly too, just like at lunch. With awareness. With calm. With softness. He tastes each bite. He drinks water between bites. He enjoys the warmth of the food. And for the first time in a long time, eating dinner feels peaceful. Now we move to the realization of this section. Daniel discovers something simple but powerful. The evening is not a time to escape the day. The evening is a time to understand the day, to accept it, to release it, to let it go. He understands that letting go is a form of health. Letting go is a form of strength. Letting go is a form of self-love. And this realization changes him. Now the evening is not something he survives. It is something he experiences. It becomes a gentle friend. Now we move into transformation. Day by day, evening by evening, these small habits begin to shape Daniel's life. He feels less stressed. He sleeps better. He wakes up calmer. He enjoys his food more. He feels closer to himself. And slowly, the person he once was, tired, stressed, lost, begins to fade away. And a new person begins to appear, calm, aware, gentle, healthy. And now, reflection for you. Think about your evenings. Do they feel rushed? Do they feel heavy? Do they feel stressful? Or do they feel calm? Do they feel soft? Do they feel peaceful? Evenings are powerful. They can heal you or they can hurt you. But you can choose. You can choose slow eating. You can choose gentle breathing. You can choose soft movements. You can choose calm words to yourself. You can choose a quiet moment before entering your home. You can choose peace. Finally, the takeaway for this section: a healthy evening creates a healthy tomorrow. When you slow down, you return to yourself. And when you return to yourself, life becomes softer, calmer, and more beautiful. A small morning, a big change. When the next morning came, the world felt a little softer, a little quieter, like the sun wanted to whisper instead of shout. And maybe that was exactly what you needed. You open your eyes slowly, and instead of jumping out of bed or reaching for your phone, you stay still for a moment. You breathe. 1, 2, 3, slow breaths. And something interesting happens. You do not feel the same as yesterday. You feel a little more alive, a little more ready, a little more you. And as you sit up, you tell yourself something simple, something gentle, something friendly. Today, I will take care of my health. Even if it is small, even if it is easy. But today, I begin. And that single sentence becomes the quiet engine of your morning. You stand, stretch your arms slowly, and your body feels like it wakes up with you. Your shoulders loosen. Your neck relaxes. Your legs feel warm. And you say to yourself, this feels good. You walk to the kitchen, but instead of rushing, you move slowly, like you are learning how to enjoy morning again. You pour a glass of water. Clear, fresh water. And you drink it slowly, feeling it move down, feeling it wake up every part of you from the inside. You never noticed this before, but the water actually feels like a first step, a small promise to yourself. For a moment, you smile. And maybe, just maybe, this is where confidence begins, not with big plans, not with perfect routines, but with a single small action that reminds you, I can start. You sit near the window with your glass of water. Outside, the world is moving, people walking, cars passing, birds flying, and you realize something very important. Every single person out there is trying. No one has everything figured out. No one has a perfect routine. No one wakes up every day full of energy and motivation. Everyone is just taking one small step at a time, trying to stay healthy, trying to stay strong, trying to stay happy. And that makes you feel less alone. You take another breath. Slow, calm, simple. And you think, maybe staying healthy is not about being perfect. Maybe it is about being kind to myself. You take a moment and observe your thoughts, like watching clouds move across the sky. Some thoughts are heavy, some are light, some are fast, some are slow. But you let them pass. And for the first time in a long time, your mind feels gentle, like it is holding your hand instead of pulling you around. Then, without forcing anything, you decide to take a small walk outside. Just a small one. Not for exercise. Not for a goal. Just to breathe fresh air. Just to feel your feet touch the ground. Just to be part of the world again. And as you step outside, the air touches your face, cool and soft, and your chest expands with a deep breath that feels like freedom. You didn't know something so simple could feel so good. And while you walk, you start to notice things that you never gave attention to before. The sound of leaves moving in the wind. The rhythm of your footsteps. The warm sunlight touching your skin. The smell of morning. You feel present. You feel alive. You feel here. And this small walk, this small moment, becomes something beautiful. You realize that health does not begin with rules. It begins with awareness. With noticing life. With being gentle with yourself. You feel lighter, inside and outside. Then suddenly, a thought comes to you. A simple question: why does this small walk feel so good? And as you think, you understand something important. Maybe the body does not need big things. Maybe it needs simple things done with love. A short walk. A glass of water. A stretch. A calm breath. A moment of quiet. A moment of noticing. Maybe these small things are the real foundation of health. You turn back toward home, but you are not the same person who walked out. You feel a new softness. a new confidence, a new belief that you can take care of yourself, not because you must, but because you want to. And when you enter your home again, the place feels different. Not because it changed, but because you did. You make yourself a simple breakfast, something light, something warm, something that feels like kindness. You sit, you eat slowly, you feel your body thanking you. For once, you are not rushing. You are not distracted. You are not tired before the day even begins. You are present. And this presence becomes your new superpower. As you finish your meal, you whisper to yourself a small sentence that feels stronger than anything else you learned before. I can do this, one small step at a time. And that sentence becomes the seed of a new life, a healthier life, a calmer life, a more confident life. A life where you take care of your body and your mind, not with pressure, but with love. And this is how your new journey begins. Not with rules, not with difficulty, not with perfection, but with one simple morning, one small walk, one gentle breath, one soft promise. I will take care of myself. Food that feels like kindness. When the day continues, something interesting happens inside you. You start to think about food, but not in the usual fast way, not in the I must eat something quick and go way. No. Today, your mind feels calm and your body feels awake, and suddenly you begin to wonder. What if I choose food that is good for me? What if I choose food that helps me feel strong, calm, and happy? You sit for a moment and breathe slowly. And you start to understand something. Food is not only for filling your stomach. Food is a kind of message you send to your body. If you choose something heavy and unhealthy, you feel tired. If you choose something fresh and simple, you feel lighter, clearer, more alive. And today, you want to feel alive. You open your fridge and inside you see small things, maybe some vegetables, maybe some fruit, maybe eggs, maybe rice, maybe something soft and simple. And for the first time, you look at these things differently. They are not just ingredients. They are small pieces of kindness. They are small helpers waiting to support you. You decide to prepare something very simple. Not a big recipe. Not something complicated. Just something that feels gentle. Maybe a bowl of warm soup. Maybe boiled vegetables with a little salt. Maybe fresh fruit. Something easy. Something that your body will say thank you for. And as you cut the vegetables or wash the fruit, something peaceful happens inside you. Your hands move slowly. Your mind feels clear. There is no rush. No stress. No thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. You are just here, in this moment, preparing something that feels like care. The sound of running water. The soft sound of the knife. The smell of fresh food. Everything feels calm. Everything feels simple. Everything feels right. When the food is ready, you sit down. And instead of eating quickly like normal days, you take your first bite slowly. You taste it. You feel its warmth. You let it stay in your mouth for an extra second. And something small but beautiful happens. You realize that food can be a comfort. Food can be a friend. Food can be a simple way to show love to yourself. You think to yourself, this is not a diet. This is not a rule. This is kindness. And kindness tastes good. You take another bite and your body feels relaxed. Your stomach feels light. Your energy feels steady. You do not feel heavy. You do not feel guilty. You do not feel rushed. You feel present. You feel cared for. And for the first time in a long time, you feel connected to your meal. You look at your plate again and whisper softly, maybe staying healthy is not about eating perfect food. Maybe it is about eating simple food, food that makes me feel good. And that thought stays with you. Then suddenly, you remember those days when you ate quickly, without thinking, because you were busy or tired or stressed. You remember how your stomach felt heavy, how your mind felt foggy, how your body felt slow. And now you see why. You were not choosing food with care. You were choosing it with pressure. And pressure never makes you feel good. Now you take one more slow bite and feel something important inside you. You feel control. You feel choice. You feel a quiet kind of confidence. You realize that food is not the enemy. Food is a tool. Food is support. Food is energy. Food is healing. And when you choose simple, gentle food, your whole day becomes easier. You finish your meal, but you do not stand up immediately. You sit for a moment and place your hands on your stomach. You breathe in slowly and breathe out softly. And you silently say, thank you. Not to the food, not to the day, but to yourself. For choosing something good. Because staying healthy begins with small choices. And today, you made one. Then you stand up, feeling light, feeling warm, feeling alive. And somewhere inside you, a small voice says, maybe I can do this every day. Just simple food. Simple choices. Simple care. And you smile, because deep down, you know something true. This small change can create a big life. You walk back to your day with a quiet confidence, like someone who has discovered a secret. And maybe you have. The secret is simple. Food that feels like kindness is food that makes you healthy. The energy inside you. As the day moves forward, you begin to notice something new inside your body, something small, something gentle, something warm. It feels like a little spark, a little energy, a little life waking up. And you start to wonder, where is this coming from? And then you remember, the calm walk, the simple breakfast, the kind food. All of these small things are working together, like tiny friends inside your body, silently helping you feel better. You sit down for a moment, maybe on a chair, maybe on your bed, maybe near a window. And you close your eyes softly. You take one slow breath in and one slow breath out. And you notice something that you usually forget. Your body is always talking to you. When you feel tired, it whispers, please rest. When you feel hungry, it says, please eat. When you feel stressed, it cries, please breathe. But many times, you do not listen. Many times, you push yourself too hard. Many times, you ignore these messages. But today, something is different. Today, you are listening. You place your hand on your chest and feel your heartbeat. Thump, 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 steady and strong. This small beating inside you never stops working. It works when you sleep, when you walk, when you feel sad, when you feel happy. It works for you every second of your life without asking anything in return. Your heart is like a friend who never leaves you. And then you think about your breath, how it comes in quietly and leaves quietly without asking permission. Your breath is also a friend, soft, patient, gentle, always ready to calm you whenever you need it. And this makes you understand something deeper. Your body wants to help you. It wants you to feel good. It wants you to live well. You just have to listen to it. You open your eyes slowly. The world looks a little brighter. And you decide to move your body a little more. Not exercise, not anything intense, just simple movements. You stretch your arms slowly, feeling them open like wings. You roll your shoulders gently, feeling tension melt away. You move your neck softly from side to side. All of these small movements feel like waking up different parts of you that were sleeping. You stand up, and you decide to walk a little, not fast, not with force, but with calm steps. Your feet touch the ground softly. Your arms swing a little. Your eyes look around with peace. And during this small walk inside your home or outside, you begin to notice something beautiful. Moving your body gives you energy. Not tired energy, not stressed energy, but clear, warm, clean energy. You stop near a place you like, a quiet corner, a window, maybe a balcony. You breathe deeply again, and suddenly a thought comes to your mind. What if health is not something big and difficult? What if it is something small and simple, something that lives inside me? You imagine this energy inside your body as a warm light, spreading slowly through your chest, into your arms, into your legs, into your mind. And you say to yourself, this light is mine. This energy is mine. I can grow it. And then you think about all those days when you felt slow, tired, unmotivated, heavy, without strength. You remember those mornings when you woke up and everything felt difficult. And now you understand why. You were not giving your body small moments of care. You were not giving yourself energy. You were not giving yourself kindness. But today is different. Today you feel the change. And you begin to trust something you never trusted before, your own power. You walk a little more, and with each step, the small spark inside you grows. And you feel something that you haven't felt in a long time, hope. Not big hope. Not loud hope. But soft hope. Quiet hope. The kind of hope that feels like a hand touching your heart gently. You whisper to yourself, I can build my energy every day. And that sentence feels like a promise you can keep. Because it is simple. Because it is small. Because it is possible. Then you return home or back to your chair and you sit again with a soft smile. You realize something important. Energy does not come from coffee. Energy does not come from stress. Energy does not come from pushing yourself too much. Energy comes from caring for your body in small ways: food, movement, breathing, rest, water, peace. And when you take care of your energy takes care of you. You close your eyes one more time, breathe deeply, and say, thank you, body. I will listen to you more. And inside you, this small spark becomes a warm, steady light. This is how your healthy life grows, not with force, but with attention. Not with pressure, but with awareness. Not with big steps, but with small, loving ones. Rest that heals you. As the day continues, your body starts to speak to you again. Not loudly. Not suddenly. Just a soft message, a gentle whisper that says, I need rest. Not the kind of rest where you lie down and scroll on your phone. Not the kind of rest where you sit, but your mind keeps running fast. No, a different kind of rest. A rest that heals you. A rest that feels like peace. You find a quiet place, maybe your bed, maybe a chair, maybe a corner near the window. Somewhere you can sit or lie down without noise, without hurry. And you slowly lower your body, feeling the muscles relax one by one. Your shoulders drop softly. Your hands rest lightly on your lap or by your side. Your eyes close without effort. And suddenly, the world becomes gentle. You take one slow breath in, hold it for a moment, and let it go. And then another. And another. With every breath out, you feel a little more peaceful, a little more calm, a little more connected to your body. It feels like all the busy thoughts from the day start to float away, like leaves moving slowly on water. You begin to understand something important. Rest is not weakness. Rest is strength. Rest is like giving your body a quiet hug after a long day. Rest is like telling your mind, it's okay. You did enough. You are enough. And this kind of rest is what heals you. You listen to the silence around you. And in this silence, you begin to hear things you normally miss. The sound of your breath, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the slow settling of your body. You feel your chest rise and fall, soft and steady. And you think, this is peace. I deserve this. Your mind starts to wander gently, but in a calm way, not a stressful way. You think of warm places, soft memories, kind people, peaceful moments from your life. And each thought feels like a warm light passing through your heart. You realize that rest does not only heal your body, it heals your emotions too. It gives your heart a moment to breathe. You stretch your legs just a little, feeling the muscles soften. You move your neck gently. You let your jaw relax. All these small movements release tiny pieces of stress that were hiding inside you. And you feel lighter, softer, more yourself. Then you think about the times you didn't rest enough, when you pushed your body even though you were tired, when you forced your mind to continue even when it needed a break, when you told yourself, I don't have time to rest. And now you understand something powerful. Not resting was never strength. It was pressure. It was self-neglect. It was a way of forgetting your own needs. You breathe in slowly again. And as you breathe out, you whisper softly, "I will rest when my body asks." And this sentence feels like a new beginning inside you. A promise. A gentle commitment to yourself. You stay in this quiet place for a little longer, letting your body recharge, letting your mind settle, letting your heart soften. You imagine rest like a warm blanket of golden light covering you from head to toe. This light enters your muscles, your bones, your thoughts, your feelings. It heals. It refreshes. It fills you with new life. After some time, you open your eyes slowly. The world feels softer. Your mind feels clearer. Your body feels lighter. You do not stand up quickly. You take your time. You stretch gently. You blink a few times. And you smile, because you know this rest was good for you, maybe even more important than you realized. You sit quietly for a moment, feeling the calm inside you. And you understand something deep and true. Health is not only about food. Health is not only about movement. Health is also about rest, deep, peaceful, healing rest. You place your hand on your chest again and whisper, "Thank you for taking care of me." And inside your heart, there is a soft answer. Thank you for listening. Because when you rest, your body becomes stronger. When you rest, your mind becomes clearer. When you rest, your life becomes easier. And this simple truth becomes part of your new journey. Healthy living begins with peaceful resting. The power of water as the soft calm of your rest fades into the gentle rhythm of the afternoon. Your body sends you another quiet message. It is not loud. It is not urgent. It is simple, like a small tap on your shoulder. And the message says, "I need water." Not because you are thirsty in a strong way, but because your body knows something important. Water is life. You stand up slowly, feeling light after your peaceful rest. You walk to the kitchen and reach for a glass. You fill it with clean, clear water, and the sound of it feels like music, soft, fresh, pure. You hold the glass for a moment and look at it. It looks simple, like nothing special. But today, you understand something new. This simple glass of water is a gift. You bring it to your lips and take a small sip. And instantly, your body feels a tiny spark of gratitude. You take another sip, slow and gentle. You feel the water travel down your throat, into your chest, into your stomach. And with each sip, your body wakes up a little more, not fast, not loud, but in a soft, warm way. You realize something most people forget every day. When you drink water, you are giving something precious to your body. You are giving it a second breath. You are giving it comfort. You are giving it strength. You take another slow sip and let the feelings settle inside you. You remember all the days when you forgot to drink enough water, the tiredness, the headaches, the dry lips, the slow thinking. And now you understand why. Your body was trying to talk to you. It was saying, "I need water to help you. I need water to support you." But life was busy and you didn't hear it. Today, you are listening. You finish the glass, not in a rush, but with full attention. And the moment you put the glass down, you feel a wave of freshness move through your body, like a small river flowing inside you. It feels clean. It feels light. It feels good. You walk a few steps and your mind feels clearer. Your chest feels open. Your energy feels steady. And you smile because this simple action, drinking water, is changing how you feel. You sit down and a thought comes to you, warm and gentle. Maybe health is not complicated. Maybe it is simple habits done with love. And water becomes one of those habits, a basic, simple, beautiful habit. You look around your room. The light is softer now. The air is quiet. And you think about all the life inside you that needs water, your heart, your muscles, your skin, your brain. Every part of you depends on it. And just like that, Water becomes not just a drink, but a connection between you and your own body. You pick up your glass again, maybe refill it, and you tell yourself, I will drink enough water every day. My body deserves it. And this sentence becomes a new promise, a small but powerful commitment. You imagine water inside you like tiny rivers, flowing to every corner, cleaning, refreshing, supporting. And you understand something deep and surprising. Water is not only physical. Water is emotional. When your body feels clean, your mind feels clean. When your body feels calm, your heart feels calm. You take one more sip slowly, and you feel a gentle peace wash over you. You think of people around the world, drinking water every morning, every afternoon, every evening, all trying to stay healthy in small ways. And you feel part of something bigger, the simple human habit of taking care of yourself one glass at a time. You breathe in gently. You breathe out softly. And you whisper, thank you, water. You help me live. Because sometimes, the biggest help in life comes from the simplest things. And today, water becomes your teacher, teaching you softness, teaching you awareness, teaching you how to care for yourself in small, beautiful ways. You place the empty glass on the table and smile. You feel lighter. You feel cleaner. You feel alive. And you know that tomorrow, you will drink water again with love, with care, with intention. Because staying healthy begins with staying hydrated.